BMW's first all-electric SUV is nothing short of amazing, especially when taken to this M60 level. I mean, we're talking 610 horsepower, 811 pound-feet of torque, and a 0 to 60 time of only 3.6 seconds. And unlike the i4 I recently tested, this one was born electric, so it looks and feels even more special.
Like them or not, EVs are coming to market in droves, and this here is the most exciting electric I've yet to test. Now, this one isn't for the masses. The iX M60 is financially out of my reach, as it is likely for most shoppers. But if I had $110,000, this one would move right to the top of my wish list. Say what you want about the face of BMWs these days, but I'm all about this elongated grille on their SUVs, just not as much on the cars. Then, with the optional bronze highlights and 21-inch wheels, this mineral white example looks tremendous. I just love its stance. Anytime I spot something on the streets looking like a concept car, I tip my hat to the company, because it takes guts, and that's exactly what the iX has going on. Without the mechanical constraints of an engine and its associated linkages, designers can do some wonderful things with EVs, one of which is to open up large amounts of real estate inside. The flat floor makes these rear seats incredibly spacious for three, with leg and headroom for days, and the floating center console with minimal dash intrusion brings a welcome openness to the cabin. Hey, and no need to worry about the kids jumping out of the open rear windows, they only go halfway down. But the jaw-dropping moments here are courtesy of the large capacity, 111 kilowatt-hour battery and the pair of high-output electric motors, the rear producing 483 horsepower, the front 255. Not only does this iX boast a respectable 288-mile driving range, it also hastens momentum to absurd levels, and I'm talking at any speed. With a 0 to 60 time of 3.6 seconds, this is now BMW's fastest SUV, and in real-world driving, it comes across as even quicker. In launch mode or in sport boost, the electricians give you everything they've got, and it is a wild ride. Unlike in a reciprocating engine, often aided by a turbo, the M60 doesn't even know what lag means. The iX is always just a pedal push away from warp speed travel. Leave iconic sounds on and they'll induce flashbacks to riding Space Mountain. These orchestrated soundtracks correlate to drive mode and driving style. I think they're pretty neat, but not everyone I've ridden with this week agrees, and in that case they can be shut off entirely. But that makes rapid acceleration even weirder in my mind, because then there's just silence without any reference point to how fast the iX is moving.
This is one of the most amazing SUVs that I have ever tested, checking all of the boxes for what a thoroughly modern sport utility should be. Cutting-edge design, fresh cabin with next-gen tech, and astounding power that will blow your mind. Accelerating in this always evokes laughter because it is silly fast, with the visceral experience backed up by the iconic sounds. Put it in sport mode and squeeze in the backrest to hold you in place, and it truly is a very satisfying back road experience, with quick steering and these meaty Pirelli tires that were developed specifically for high-performance electrics. Yes, it does feel a little bit different with all of that weight down below you taxing the chassis, but it is still remarkably competent. And the brake feel here is much better than in the i4 that I recently tested, and the ride quality is exemplary on the air suspension. So the iX M60 is indeed a game changer.
Getting used to the geometric steering wheel takes a moment or two, but this is supremely comfortable and quiet, one of the best riding SUVs money can buy. The exposed carbon fiber reinforced plastic at the door openings points to weight-saving measures, but still, at 5,769 pounds, it is husky. As for charging, BMW starts new owners off with 2 years of complimentary plug-ins at Electrify America, where at one of their ultra-fast 350 kilowatt stations, This iX can go from 10% to 80% in 35 minutes. A slow fast charger like those 50 kilowatt jobs at EVgo takes 97 minutes to do the same job. A level 2 charger, such as the home-installed wall box BMW offers, can charge the iX to 100% capacity in under 12 hours. If you need to find a station, you can simply ask BMW.
Hey BMW, directions to the nearest charging station.
And even sort the public chargers by type, but I don't think BMW provides enough in the way of EV apps here. I want to quickly see on a map the driving radius and such, but there's not much of that built in. In this warm weather, I've had no problem netting over 300 miles on a full charge. It should also be noted that if the optional 22-inch wheels are chosen, the M60 loses 14 miles of total driving range. The new iDrive 8 is a busy system with lots of tablet-like icons that aren't arranged in any logical way. Much information can be accessed here, and there's some neat features for sure. I just don't find it to be streamlined, and it houses some controls which should be over here on the steering wheel. Take the Smart Cruise Control, for instance. I've never seen the gap setting buried in the infotainment screen before, and it's a bad idea. I'm all for simplified, clean design, but some controls need to be readily accessible. The head-up display is brilliant, and I love the smartphone pockets placed about. The glass roof has an electronic opaque setting. The optional blue seatbelts add some pop, and the Bowers and Wilkins Diamond surround sound system is pure ear candy. But, as usual for a BMW electric, there's no AM radio frequency. So if you're jonesing for some coast-to-coast AM, you'll have to stream it. These glass and wood controls are also a unique choice. But I don't care how many times BMW uses the terms active and pro in describing their driver assistance package. If it doesn't do hands-free highway driving, then it's just another smart cruise system. And on a personal note, this mocha-colored faux leather would not be my first choice. I'd also love to see more ambient interior lighting beyond these neat windowsill LEDs, which activate upon locking and unlocking. There's no frunk here, but there is a large, wide-cut cargo area with power switches for dropping the rear seats, an elastic restraining strap and bag hook, and underfloor storage where the 120-volt charge cable can be stowed. And because there's an air suspension, the body can squat for easier loading. The standard iX xDrive 50 is rated at 324 miles of range with a starting MSRP of $85,000. But it's this M60 that moves heaven and earth in ways never before experienced. For TopSpeed.com, I'm Steve Hammis.